eye closed and you're seeing it coming from somewhere deep within, past your toes, coming up. You know that was your first reason when you hear the music. You know that that is passion-filled music,
Yes.
and
You gotta tune into my girl, Moja. She got the tea, got the juice, got the soda.
hi guys, it's your girl Moja, and you know how I do it. Positive vibes, positive energy. And today we have a very special guest with us. We have none other than Nikki Solomon. And if you don't know who she is, you need to go on YouTube and find her because you're going to be mesmerized by her music.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. So we're going to get straight into things. When did you first realize that you had all of this talent and wanted to be a singer?
I started singing very young, but I didn't realize it was a talent. It just came naturally. It's only when people started complimenting me and saying, wow, you have a really nice voice, I realized. But I actually realized for myself that I really want to be a singer when I was about 12.
Mm.
Yeah.
What did it happen? What transpired at 12 that made you come to that realization?
Oh, my father was a big fan of Whitney Houston. So I used to listen to it all the time, and Mariah Carey. So I used to listen to it all the time, and I used to enjoy singing. And when I was singing, I realized how good it made me feel, and it's like it was just a passion started growing within me. And I started taking a brush and singing in front of the mirror. And I actually used to do interviews for myself and like answered, be the interviewer and then the interviewee.
Right.
So I realized how much I started loving it and my desire was so strong. I used to watch people who perform it and say, wow, I want to be like them.
Wow. You know, you said something, and a lot of people don't understand the magnitude of that word, passion. Right? It's something that you are passionate about. I I am on the outside looking in, and I'm seeing some singers, and you know, you could see that they don't have that passion. They're doing it just because, and it comes out in their music, right? But then when you see other singers, and it's like the eye closed, and you're seeing it coming from somewhere deep within, past their toes, coming up, you know that was your first reason when you hear the music, you know that that is passion-filled music.
Yeah.
And there was this song I was listening to from you. You were on the beach, and you know, just the music
Loving
video.
you.
I mean, I have that on repeat,
Okay, nice to know.
right? I mean, it resonated with me. Why? I don't know, but it resonated with me. You know, and that's what you want. When your music is filled with passion, people find that spot in your music and they keep it on repeat.
Yes,
You
that
know?
is good to know.
So who were your influences? You know,
Musically,
music.
right, Whitney Houston,
Mhm.
Mariah Carey, and I like a lot of old school music.
Mhm.
So, Sam Cooke, when I first heard him, I was like, wow, this is the type of music that we need to keep alive, like Aretha Franklin. You know, that's the music, you know, they were the trendsetters. They set a tone that, you know, we don't want to lose that. We want to make sure that we keep that. So that's what my music is about because a lot of people would say, you know what, we miss this type of music because some people, you know, they may not be aware of these type of singers. So their type of music will be different because they never listen to them. So some people who are younger may not know about them.
Right.
And so it will impact them. Their singing style will be different. So from listening to them automatically, you would feel like, okay, I want to be like them. And you know, when you hear these type of people, you just you just be wow, and you want to have that wow factor as well.
Correct.
Yes,
I'm going out on a limb here and say that you and I have one. We are sharing a favorite singer, Jasmine Sullivan,
yes,
because one of your songs had me thinking about her because it has the same like a same melody like with with one of Jasmine's songs, and then I heard it, I was like, she loves Jasmine like me.
Yeah,
You
she's
know.
very good.
So, what do you write your own songs, or does somebody write your?
I write my own songs. So I started writing about when I was about 12.
Right.
And once again, I used to use the music to express my feelings because I was a bit introverted back then. So that was my way of expressing my happiness, my sadness. So the song Say Goodbye, I don't know if you heard that one, but that one was based on my cousin died. And I wrote that song to kind of work through the grief. Yeah, so that was the first song, official song that I wrote. And when my husband heard it years later, he said, this is a song the world needs to hear. And also my manager as well, my other manager, because my husband is also my manager, Wendell Naipaul, he was like, my pause reason, we need to get this out. And it's relatable to everybody because everybody experienced some loss, somebody who they really love, and it speaks to that.
So walk us through the process of writing.
Okay, so when I write, it's just sometimes things will just come to me based on I might hear a statement in a movie. Somebody made a statement and I'll say, wow, this will make a good song. So it's just in everything. So that's when you know that this is your passion because it's everywhere. It's like you see it in nature, you hear it, like somebody might just say one word and I will just start writing like around that word. So it's not something, sometimes it's nothing planned. Sometimes I would sit and say, okay, I want something new. But sometimes it would be, I just walking down the street with my son and then I'll think of some or see something that would trigger it and I'll take note of it and say, I have, because I'm on the road. So like, okay, I need to remember this. So sometimes I'll take my phone and just kind of sing a line. I might get a melody and I'll sing a line and say, okay, when I reach home, I'll complete this. So it's like that.
It's sounding like, well, I'm a published author.
Right, okay.
And I always say that your ideas have a humor of its own. So it would come sometimes 2 o'clock in the morning when you really don't feel to get up, and you know that if you don't get up and put it on pen and paper, you're going to forget. Sometimes you're in line by subway or some kind of thing, and this idea comes, and you're like a mad woman, and you're trying to be quiet, but you have to make the recording, otherwise you're going to forget it later on. I call it word humor.
Okay.
Right? So I could understand
Yeah,
when you say that part.
I keep a pen and paper near my bed, so if I wake up and I get up immediately, whether it be 2, 3, whatever, I get up and I start writing, recording, and say, okay, I could complete this anymore later in the day.
So, what's your favorite song to perform?
Plaguing and Loving You. Those are my 2 favorites.
Why?
Loving You, the crowd loves that song and it just people like, sometimes the first time they see a Nikki, so everybody just like, who is this Nikki? What she's going to bring? And as soon as they hear that, the beat itself, they just like, it get them relaxed, it get them grooving. So I like to see that, it's reaching people. And Play Again is kind of a unique song and people like it because it's different and they normally comment and say the song really international and it's just a nice song that people just enjoy the difference, the uniqueness of it. And I enjoy seeing that reaction. I love to see that it's reaching people and like I love to hear when after they say, well, wow, this is really impacting me.
Discover the joy of plants at Kariga's Gardening Supplies. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or a first-time plant parent, Kariga's Gardening Supplies has something special just for you. From a wide selection to choose, expert advice, and quality plants.
Let's get to the personal part of this video here. I know it's not wake up one morning, you sing, somebody discovers you, and then bam, you're Nikki Solomon. I know it's not that.
Yeah.
Right? Tell me, how was your journey? Now, I tell all of my subscribers, my followers, in the audience, everybody, we looking forward to the destination, but we need to enjoy the journey that it took to get there, right?
Yes,
And learn something from it, or teach someone something from it, right? Take us through your journey thus far.
right. So, well, the first song, as I said, my both managers, my husband Pascal Solomon and Wendell Naipaul, they said, "Say Goodbye is going to be a hit, and you need to do this." So, our intention was just to do Say Goodbye, and later in the year we were supposed to do more songs. But then the reaction from people, they started reaching out strangers. They said, "Wow, this song is really great." And Mr. Naipaul used to be sending out my stuff, and he was getting good feedback internationally and stuff. And when I did Loving You, that song was premiered in Jamaica. Tess and Chin and her team had um, a festival, a big festival in Jamaica, and they showed it on the big screen. So we realized, it was really reaching places. And she said, when she finished the album, we are going to market it for her and they'll do the album cover. And they really did. They gifted that to me. So we realized that, this is really making an impact and it started to take off from there. But there were difficulties in between because financially it was a lot. It was a big cost. So my husband would work extra to make sure that, yeah, that we would have the money for the studio time and stuff like that. So it wasn't easy. And then my mother died within that time while I was doing the album. So it was, thank you, yeah. So it was tough to really finish it off, but I knew that she would want me to push through. So yes, and it was kind of painful and bittersweet when the album released because I wanted her to see the end product, but I know that she wouldn't want me to stop. So, it was, and I had the support, everybody was there for me while I pushing through, even though it was difficult. Even the guy who did the video, he used to check on me in between the videos and say, while you recording, you would say, "You want a little break, Nikki? You're doing okay? You're feeling, if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, we could stop in between because it was still very fresh. So I think those were the major challenges, just making sure because we really wanted to finish the album and I was committed and I had everything because I have a lot of songs put down right now and I want to go back in the studio. But sometimes and you still have a family to take care of. So, you would have those expenses, your children and stuff like that. So it's really challenging with things like that.
So, what is it like, juggling being mommy, wife, unemployed,
Yeah, I'll start in a new job.
right? So
Yeah.
being unemployed, an employee, and then being the magnificent, beautiful, talented Nikki that the world knows with this sultry voice.
Yeah,
How
thank
is it
you.
balancing? What's it like?
Well, it's really challenging, but I make sure and have a schedule. Being disciplined is important. So you make sure that every day you put in some work here. If I write in a song, I said, well, today I will complete this song. Also, when they go to school, I'll say, all right, I need to complete this song, put in that work, practice my songs, send out stuff to promote it. So every day just do a little piece so you wouldn't become overwhelmed and make sure that the other things balance off too. So it's just about being consistent. It doesn't be overwhelming when you make sure and be consistent every day and just do part at least. Even you think outside the box when they're sleeping, you do that too in the morning, things like that. So you make sure it works.
And that word, that specific word there, consistency, be consistent. Some people give up just before, they see some light at the end of the tunnel because they give up a little bit too easily.
Yes.
You understand? They're not consistent, they're not promoting the stuff. something as simple as, sometimes we ask that when we do the interviews and we post it, share it.
Yeah.
And it's something that we have to keep on persons to do. Share stuff. You may get 100 views alone off of my platform. I'm just saying,
Yes, yes,
but that's 100 new people who would have seen you that may not have known you. And then let's say we have 10 loyal followers from that 100, and they share it to their 100. And we all know how social media operates. It's like a ripple effect. And once you have people sharing your stuff and that kind of thing, more people are visible to more people. Your arms reach a little bit longer. The right people get to see you. That kind of thing, and that's how your audience increases. But you have to be consistent. You can't post something once and then next 3 months you want to post again. People would have already forgotten about you because in that space about 10 or 12 new people come on see me.
Gotcha.
You have to be consistent. I'm so glad you mentioned that today.
Thank you.
So, like, what countries would your singing have opened the doors for you?
Well, internationally, as I said, because Tassanchin was promoting and marketing it, she was sending it out to different people, and so it opened it up to different countries. You could go on YouTube and you could, as a person, the owner of the channel, and you could check to see, and I was seeing places like China, and I was like, wow, yeah, it would tell you like this percentage and different countries, and I was like, okay, so it reached Australia. This is wonderful. Yeah, when you see that, you're seeing that the fruits of your labor is paying off. It is paying off. It is paying off. So you just have to continue, and one day certain things would continue to happen. It's just like a law. Even though sometimes you may not see it for a while, and one day it's the consistency is the thing that you have to, and the discipline.
How do you take care of your voice?
Right. So I don't drink cold water. I don't drink cold drinks generally. I practice and do my vocal warm up. I also push myself because sometimes in the comfort zone with a particular note, I listen to things that force me to push my range further. Because sometimes, the comfort zone and you're just like, okay, I could stay here and I'm feeling comfortable. So that's what I do. And certain things like I don't like cheese and stuff could cause mucus. So I don't eat too much of it. I eat a little bit, but not that much.
You all hear that, right? It's not just about consistency, it's about discipline. Even not eating certain things or drinking certain things. And you all think, okay, she make a song or he make a song, as the case might be, but it's more than that. There's a lot that goes on in the background that we don't even know about.
Yes.
So what can we look forward to in the future from you?
Right. So the one thing that a lot of people like is the fact that they would get different types of music from me. So what they could look forward to, because people keep asking, you doing any soca, you wrote any soca, because it's Trinidad and Tobago, so they want to hear our culture being featured. So they could look forward to soca. Right now my producer is saying when we're doing the soca, he loves the soca. Kyle Peters, he's a wonderful producer, and I'm really glad that Wendell Naipaul actually found him and picked him for us, because I had a producer that I met and he didn't really understand the vision. He was like, you have a nice voice, but this type of music is not for here. So he was more thinking within the box. But whenever we carry anything to Kyle, he ready to go and he always open. So I'm really happy about that. So soca, and then we'll be doing our next album soon, because I have a lot of content. So I know that, yeah, I'm excited to do many more albums because I have a lot. So the soca is the one that I really want to do soon, since it's on high demand. People keep asking. I want to give the people what they want. You know? So I listen to my fans.
So do you want to tell them where they can find you?
Okay. So you all could find me on YouTube, Nikki Solomon. Check out the album Off the Chain. You'll see everything there, all the songs, including what she spoke about, Loving You, her favorite. So yes, so you could actually let us know if it's your favorite as well. You could find me on TikTok, Nikki underscore Solomon, also on Instagram, Nikki underscore artist. So we are looking forward to hearing from you and what is your favorite. Yes, I just want people to know if you're pushing to become a singer or any other goal that you want to achieve, as we spoke so much about consistency, don't give up and don't take for granted your gift because sometimes you may not realize it's a gift, but if you're feeling this passion, like it makes you feel good inside when you do this, and you feel like I can't live my life without it, you have to do this because, and don't feel like you are insignificant. What you have to contribute is important and it's meaningful and it will impact lives, whatever it may be. You don't have to be a singer if it's to be a footballer, the world needs to hear from you. So don't become discouraged if you're not being seen immediately. Just put in the work and you will see the rewards of it.
Lily, thank you so much for being a part of the show.
You're welcome.
Right? It was a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
You.
Yeah, thanks for having me too.
Bye.
Bye, guys.